big voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Allen, Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
Good evening. Y'all are listening to 100.9 FM. This is the Big Voice Radio, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe in Nebraska. Today you are here visiting us here at the Big Voice Radio. We are listening to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. This is your host, Coach Q. A couple of my co-hosts are out of town today, so I know they're listening here. So shout out to Coach Q B Luv. But I have a guest, a special guest host tonight. We've been talking about him over the last 53 weeks, ever since we started the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. And the last episode 2 weeks ago, he was both mine and B Love's pick for the Athlete of the Year, and it's none other than Diami Baird. Say hello, Diami.
What's up?
So Diami showed up today, so he's on his holiday break, and you got done with your semester?
Yep.
Ooh, how'd you do?
Finished out 4.0.
4.0, let's go, man. You know what, Diami? That's just another reason to throw you in the mix of this sports show. Not just today, but like I said, we've been talking about you in what you've been doing in sports all this time, but we hardly ever talk about the academics. And so I want to say congratulations to you on that 4.0 and finishing up your first semester of big school. Big school. And so, and it. I mean, we've all tried the big school at one point in time, and it is tough to get straight A's. So I'm gonna tell you, congratulations, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And we'll get into a lot more of Diami in the latter part of the episode. But tonight, Diami, we're gonna be talking a lot of hoops.
Yeah.
A lot of hoops, and I know that you love basketball, so I know that you're the perfect person to have on this show today. And also later on in the show, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have another guest coming on here, another special guest. His name is Caden Kennedy. He's a senior at the Winnebago High School. He just got done with his football season, and this young man has reached 2 milestones for the Winnebago football team and the Winnebago school. And we'll talk about those milestones and those awards that he got later on in the show. And I think I heard the door open, so I think he's coming right there. Here he is. All right, so like I said, we're gonna be talking with Caden Kennedy as well as Diami going on in this episode here of the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna get into what we always do on the sports show, is give some early shout outs. Okay, some early shout outs. And you boys can go ahead and join in with me on these early shout outs. I mean, I have some written down right here that I usually give shout outs to. And the reason why I'm giving the shout outs to the people right here on this list is because of our list today of our topics. And we have a lot of basketball. We're talking high school, junior high, pee-wee basketball, elementary school basketball, and then maybe we'll even throw in some college basketball down the road. And then you guys all seen Draymond Green act up last night. We might bring some NBA into this too. So anyway, my first early shout outs are going to be to all the parents out there for each one of these student athletes during all the seasons, but right now it's basketball and wrestling season. And so we're going to give shout outs to all those basketball parents out there, not just for showing your support this year, but also for showing your support for your child or your niece, nephew, grandkid, throughout all the years, because the way that Winnebago plays basketball here, especially at the high school, you could tell that they've been playing for years. So you parents, big shout out to you guys. All right, you want to go for the next one, Diamond?
Next shout out here is to all the fans, to the wrestling fans, the girls basketball, boys basketball. Just shout out to y'all for showing up to the game, going to the wrestling meets and stuff, and showing support for the school sports and the students there and the athletes there. Really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, and then the next one, Mr. Caden Kennedy's here. Go ahead and say hi real quick.
What up?
All right, he's gonna bring in the next one right here, the next shout out here.
Shout out to all the friends, classmates, and all the OGs out there.
Oh, the friends and classmates. Hey, when you guys are playing football or when you're playing basketball, I mean, how important is it for like your classmates, your buddies that you see in school every day? How is it important for them to show up and cheer you on? How does that make you guys feel?
Feels pretty. It's important. Makes me feel good. You know, got them out there supporting us. Just a good feeling to have them out there watching.
Yeah, Diamond, what about you? Like you're at the next level now. You're up in college, and I know you got a lot of buddies and a lot of fan base following you around too.
Yeah, it feels good, you know, just have that support system, whether it's not your family, but you have a support system with your friends and stuff to really cheer you on, and gives you a little bit of motivation and it makes you feel confident.
Nice, and I want to say that too. There's a lot of talk out there in the sports world, especially for our young athletes that haven't, you know, actually got out of high school yet, but they talk about the importance of being there, you know, and a lot of times they try to focus on just the parents. You got to be there for your kid. And I'm gonna agree with that. You have to be there for your kid because you guys are still doing all this young athletic stuff that, you know, when your parents are there, your family's there, it kind of just seems like, you know, like you feel complete. So you kind of play better. Your mindset's better. If you boys either had a game that you went to where your parents couldn't be there to watch, and you kind of felt like, oh man, you know, like nah, how am I going to act? You know, you kind of don't have that same mindset, you know. But it's really important for the parents to be there, for everybody to be there. Then when your classmates are there and you get the guys acting crazy, you know, like you see in college basketball, everybody getting crazy. And Winnebago's starting to get like that now because all their sports are getting really, really good. Yeah. And so you get the fan base, you get all, especially when you see those young ones, the real young ones, the young football players that play in Pee Wee, the young basketball players that play, you know, up at Hayworth and stuff like that. When they're watching you guys, that's important for you guys to show out. So, you know, big shout out to all those people that we just now mentioned. So, what about any other shout outs, guys? You guys want to give any early shout outs before we get into this topic list here?
Nah, I'm good right now.
You good? Okay, well, we'll get into Diami and Caden's stories a little bit later in this episode here. So let's go ahead and get into it. We got a lot to talk about here. Our first topic today is Winnebago girls hoops, and we're going to talk about the high school hoops. Okay, so I've been to most of the games, and the girls are better than last year.
Yeah,
they look like they're molding together really good. Yeah. It was kind of tough though because they had to play Homer right off the bat, and they beat them.
Yep.
Homer's always got a good team, and then they played Oakland last night, and man, the Oakland team, I think the girls went to state in volleyball and they did real good. And so they got some athletes down there. Yeah. And, man, Oakland showed up last night. You know, they was hooping. Those girls, they were hooping. I think Winnebago girls only scored like under 20 points or something.
Something like that.
It was like
18.
It was like 10 points up into the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, sometimes you're going to run into those teams.
A learning experience.
Yeah. During basketball season when you was growing up, did you have any games like that where you just kind of like, there was nothing, you guys couldn't do nothing about it? You know, like, there's just nothing you could do.
Yeah, there's a couple games, but a couple things to take away from those games is what you can do better and what you did, what or not you did. Just keep your head up high. You know, there's going to be really good teams out there, but if you just trust your work and trust your teammates and stuff, y'all will grow to be where those guys were.
Yeah. And that's true in every sense too. And so I'm glad that you said that. As a current student athlete, you know, that's real important. And there, you know, just I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a lot of youngsters that listen to the show. Yeah. There's a lot of young ones because a lot of the guys, their parents or somebody will see our topic list and be like, hey, they're going to talk about you guys tonight, you know, so listen in. Or they'd be like, hey, you guys, they said your name last night. They said your team name last night on the radio, so listen in. So then it might not be like listening to it right now, but they listen to it. So it's good to hear good motivational motivation from you older boys. So thanks for that. Also, so Winnebago girls basketball though, you know, Coach Markel and her staff, they've been doing a really good job. You could tell that the girls are really working on their fundamentals. I think that one thing that could help these girls out is to watch film. Yeah. Even whether they win or they lose. Yeah. Watch film. And then you know, I said this to my boys the other night. It's like, you guys make sure and watch film from that game. Watch it over again. Oh, we're getting ready to do it now. And I said, well, watch it one time so you can see, like, if you scored and you want to see yourself score, or you did a good pass or something like that. Watch it one time like that, but then start it over and watch it again. And instead of watching the things that you do well, watch the things that you don't do well.
Yeah, watch what you miss.
Exactly. Like if you turn a ball over, like, stop it, pause it, go back again and see. Tell yourself, what could I have done in that situation? So that's the importance of watching film. Yeah. I hope you guys agree with me.
Yeah,
because
there's two sides of watching film.
Exactly. And Caden, when you guys were in football season, did you guys watch a lot of film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, because it's the best way to either scout a team or
fix your mistakes.
Exactly. And so girls, if you girls are listening, or if you end up listening later on down the road, make sure you guys watch film, and not just as a team. You guys can pull these games up on your phones or on your TVs on YouTube. Just go back and watch film. Back in the day, we had those big old giant camcorders, and we had those big old tapes, and, you know, it was hard to watch games. I mean, we had VHS tapes and stuff like that, and we had to actually rewind it. We had to spend time to rewind it. Now you just got to take a click and it'll go back, you know, for you. So it's a lot easier to watch film now. So that's my advice to the girls team, is just make sure and watch your film. Watch the things that you do good and continue on doing those and get better. And the mistakes you guys make, hey, just slow down a little bit and, you know, learn from those videos. You know, learn from the videos. So you guys were, Dami, you've been at school the whole semester. I'm sure you heard a little bit about the girls basketball. You know, Caden, I see you at the games all the time. You know, why don't you guys give me and especially you, Caden, because you're at the games all the time, right in front of you. So maybe give me a little, I guess, your input on the girls. Like, how do you see the girls, and what do you think they could do to be better a little bit?
I think they could work together a little bit more, or like slow it down, go at their pace. You know, make better choices. Like, they're passing. They kind of had a lot of turnovers. Yeah. Easy fix, just slow it down.
Yeah, one thing that I mentioned too about the same thing you're saying, just to piggyback off what you're saying, is I always talk about in basketball, if you're going too fast and you're turning the ball over, of course slow it down, but you still want to go fast. Yeah. So I say continue on going fast, but then if you got the ball in your hand and you're coming up to a defender, slow down a little bit. Yeah. Especially if they're trying to press you or something like that, you have to slow down. And nobody hardly uses the jump stop anymore. You know, the jump stop, Dami. You guys were good at it last year. You and the other seniors, by coming to a jump stop and protecting the basketball. And it just seems like the younger generation right now, the ones that are playing, that are learning the game, they got to learn how important that jump stop is. Mm-hmm. So we'll see, because I know we mentioned it on the live stream before, and if the girls are watching film, that they'll hear us talk about the jump stop, and maybe they'll, you know, that will probably eliminate 60-75% of turnovers by just doing that and protecting the basketball.
Not only on the defensive side, but on the offensive side, driving in the lanes, come to a jump stop, pump fake, easy layup, or easy head fake and dish out.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I do want to say I give the girls some good props about their game against Homer, because Homer is always tough. Their coach up there, Marilyn Tremaine, he's a veteran coach up there. Took Homer to state a number of times. I think they even got a state title. And so to go up against a team like Homer, still having Coach Tremaine around is a good win. And the girls played really tough, and Homer pressed them almost the entire time. So good win for the girls. And the girls, I believe, got one loss in the season. And you girls just keep it going. That you guys got the chemistry. And one thing I want to say, you girls, is don't be afraid to shoot the ball. Yeah. When you're open, just have that confidence and let it go, you know. But use your fundamentals. Don't force up shots when there are two people in your face. Just your open shots, knock them down. All y'all. All right, so we're going to move on to the next topic, is Bagel Boys Hoops. Now, this is kind of a big discussion that we're probably going to be talking about in the next couple of years now, because our starting lineup for the Winnebago Boys, we have one senior, one junior, two sophomores and freshmen. Yeah. So a really young team. So, and then so far I believe we're 2-2. And the games that we won were pretty good games, close games, and the games that we lost were pretty good games, close games. So Winnebago hasn't really been out of a game yet this season. And we have South Sioux City coming up, Class B school, and we play them at home this coming Saturday. And so that's going to be a pretty big game. There's a couple of Ho-Chunk boys that also play on that team too, so we're going to keep our eyes on them boys too. Preston Blackhawk and Jaden Painter.
Yeah.
They're both starters for the South Sioux City Cardinals high school basketball team, so definitely going to give them some props too after the game. Win or lose for either team, we're going to give props. But I do want to give a shout out to the boys basketball team because of how young they are. And there's a lot of pressure that got put on them this year because last year, Dami, yourself, Duran, Reese, Kevin, and who was the other top guy? And Destin. 5 seniors, 5 starters, and everybody's gone this year. And so our starters are 5 guys that never started a varsity game before.
Yeah.
You know, matter of fact, only a couple of the boys got actual varsity time last year. So there's a lot of weight on their shoulders that they're carrying around because of the pressure that they're under. But these boys have been playing ball. They've been playing ball since they were in like second and third and fourth grade. So I think that even though it's early, we see a lot of good things. You know, but we see some other things too.
Yeah.
You know, and we were all at the game last night against Oakland, and Winnebago come out with a really kind of scrappy win last night. You know, and
yeah, it's tough.
It's always tough to go to Oakland to play because I mean their coaches they like to coach them rough, make them play rough. You know, kind of little on the dirty side a little bit. You know. And then the referees usually in Oakland just kind of let them go and stuff. And you guys saw that last night. But we're not talking about the refs tonight. We're just going to talk about how the boys overcame that, and they put all that negativity aside. Even though you saw that they had angry faces at some of the calls and some of the no calls, Winnebago still sucked it up and hit some key shots at the end and knocked down the free throws. And Winnebago come away with the 4 or 5 point win last night. So it was a good game. So you guys were both at the game. Let me ask you first, Caden, what did you see? What did you see about the boys last night that you think that's gonna make them successful this year?
They got a pretty solid team. I just think they need to shoot every time they get the chance. Not whenever they're locked up or whatever, but whenever they're open, shoot it. Some of them were kind of hesitant about it. Yeah. And then they pass it. Too. Yeah. As soon as they get that down, then I think they're good. They have a solid team.
Yeah, the guys they are solid. They're good athletes. They're good basketball players. They got a lot of experience, but they need a lot more of this experience playing, especially because they're young, playing against kids that are 2 or 3 years older than them. 2 or 3 years quicker than them, taller than them, all that kind of stuff.
Just more experience on them.
It's experience.
That's all it is.
Then in a couple of years, our boys are gonna be the ones that are the ones growing and being quicker and stronger and stuff like that. So the experience is there, the time is there, and it's just gonna be a really good time to see these boys grow in the next few years. Shout out to the coaches there, Coach Jeff and Coach Trayvon, Coach Sean. They're doing a really good job with those youngsters. I know that they talk about, this is one thing that I think the boys can work on, the old school mic and drill. The old school mic and drill is a simple drill where you're standing underneath the basket and you're on the right hand side. You shoot a little layup off your right foot or with your right hand. You get the ball out of the basket and then you go with your left, then right, then left, then right. Simple drill. Kids think it's boring, but in our games, our games so far this year, oh man, I can count how many easy layups we missed on 2 hands, and those are ones where when you get older to be a junior and senior that you can't miss those shots anymore, So that's probably one thing that we could work on is those short shots, those short shot plays, and definitely get a lot of reps in, So that'll probably help out the boys a lot too. And then one other thing is the screens. I think the type of defense that I've been playing against Winnebago so far with Walt Hill, Omaha Nation, and then last night Oakland, is that there ain't nobody just sitting back and waiting for us. They're all coming after us.
Yeah.
They're coming out and they're pressuring the ball real fast. So another thing that could help out with those boys is setting those screens. I know that they have a couple different offenses that they run, and I rarely see good screens happening. So maybe that's something they can work on their practice, set an actual body up screen to get your guy free.
Yeah.
Because you noticed last night that there were a lot of shots that were the guys were closing out real fast because the screens were a foot or two too wide.
They're just not going to find their guy. The guy that they're supposed to screen, they're just not going to find him. They're just going through the motion.
They're screening at the area.
Yeah,
not
they're screening the air.
Exactly.
You put it as that.
That's what our coaches say.
But then
too.
it goes as the person who's getting the screen. You gotta set up your guy and make him go into the screener. You gotta set your guy up.
Yeah, you gotta set your guy up. And those are things that you perfect in practice, right? I mean, you could work on them in games too, but I mean, you really got to get your reps.
Really starts
in
practice.
Yeah.
Practice how you play.
Exactly. So how about you, Dami? We watched the game last night. What are some of the good things that you took out of the game from last night for the boys?
Some of the good things were our free throw percentage of the past few games I've been watching were kind of down. But, we went 10 for 11. Timmy made 7 for 7, a couple down the stretch. Rock had 2 down the stretch, I think. So free throws is a pretty good part. Then we went inside in the beginning. Inside, got a good little 6-8 point lead going into halftime or something like that. So starting inside, but then we went away from it in the second half.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a good game plan, like for it to happen like that, but you still got to feed it down low, even though like what I always tell these youngsters, get it down to Timmy. Let him score.
Yeah.
Because pretty soon they're going to have to double team him if he keeps on scoring. And then what happens after they double team?
Kick it back out.
Somebody's wide open, and we have enough good shooters out there to knock those shots down. So, maybe going down low in the first half and then going away from the second half is a good idea, but you still got to pound it down low to get that.
Yeah, should always get a paint touch.
Exactly. So, hey, I'm glad you brought that up, Dami, and that's a good take from the game. All right, so we're gonna move on, guys. Okay, we got a lot of basketball to cover. We have, about 40 minutes left in the show. We're going to move on to this youth basketball. So Winnebago showed out last weekend. There was a big tournament up in Sioux City at the arena called the Holiday Hoops Fest 2023 in Sioux City, Iowa. And we had a number of teams champ out from Winnebago. So I'm going to go ahead and give some spotlights for some of these teams here in the coaching staff. So the first team was third grade girls Whirling Thunder. So these little girls are 8 and 9 years old, and 8 and 9 years old, they're probably you think they're still playing with dolls and stuff like that, but these girls can hoop. They went 3-0 on the weekend. Their coach is Brandon Blackfish. Shout out to Coach Brandon, his daughter and all her classmates and stuff. And I think they got a couple second graders in there too, some second grade hoopers, and they champed out.
Yeah,
they beat some. Nice. And then usually at these arena tournaments up there, we play against those big schools, Heelan, East.
Yeah, you play against some solid teams.
Yeah, we play against those teams too that got all the kids to choose from. So congratulations to the third grade girls Whirling Thunder. Good job, Coach Brandon. Keep those girls going. Okay, and then my little beloved squad here, third grade girls, the little Lady Woolwunks, champed out too. We also went 3-0 on the weekend, and we played a couple real good teams, and the championship game was a really close game. I think we won by 1 point, and so it was the Lady Indians, our little Lady Woolwunks' very first championship they won.
Nice.
So congratulations to you ladies, Jessique and all her classmates and her buddies. They did really good up at this tournament, and they got their first championship, so congratulations. And then fifth grade girls team, the Mamba, are the champs at the Dakota Valley tournament this last weekend as well. Tyler Miller was their coach, so shout out to the Mamba team.
Shout out Ty.
Yeah, and shout out to T-Mill for all the work he's putting in with those girls and bringing that championship home. I know Dakota Valley, they have some tough tournaments over there. A lot of good teams go over there, and another tournament where the refs kind of don't help us out too much, but overcame that and come away with the championship. So congratulations. Next one that won a championship is the 7th grade boys Warpath team. So congratulations to the 7th grade boys Warpath. Coach Chris Lapointe coached last weekend for them, and usually Coach Cedric Blackdeer is the one that runs the practices and runs these boys. So congratulations to your guys' squad, and congratulations to you guys. Keep up the good work. Push these boys to the limits. And then the 8th grade girls, Lady Indians, coached by Sean Walker, and champed out.
Nice.
They champed out at their tournament there. They went 3-0. So congratulations, Lady Indians. Those girls are actually on a really good winning streak.
It's a good group.
Even from last year, they're still winning from last year. And Coach Sean is. We had him on a show a couple times, and he kind of, just the way he talks, he just seems like one of those coaches that you really want to listen to, because he won't take no jive, he won't take no talk back, and he's stern about it, and he's really good at working with those young ladies' personalities, that those kind of the attitudes that people talk about at that age, that he's really good at working with them, and he makes them work. So Coach Sean, keep it up, keep those girls going. And then next one, 7th grade boys, and then 8th grade boys too. Both teams ATC from Walt Hill, and Coach Cameron Fremont is their coach. They both champed out. Says congratulations to them. They got some Bagel boys playing for them, and those guys are pretty good. They got good shooters on their team, and man, they like to run. So you guys keep it up. Keep those teams up in Sioux City on their toes, you guys. And then for those guys, all those teams I just now mentioned, there's going to be another tournament coming up. I believe it is on the 13th or 14th of January. So keep your ears open for how they do in that tournament. We might have a couple more champions out of that, because we've been practicing really hard. So that'll be in the near future. We'll talk about that in a couple of episodes down the road. All right, so moving on, guys. Bagel Indians Junior High girls and boys champ out. Both of them champ out at the Pender tournament last weekend. Just Winnebago's junior high teams, they're going to be really something to look forward to watching in the next few years as they get to high school, because of not only because they're good, they're doing really well right now, but because the teams that are ahead of them, they have those young teams, the young girl teams, young boy teams for the high school. Once those guys get to be juniors and seniors, all these junior high kids are going to be freshmen and sophomores. Man, Winnebago's going to be on a roll. And I'm pretty sure that's how we planned it. The coach has been planning it to be like this for years. And today, 2023, we have it like that. Where next year, no matter who we graduate this year, we're going to be bringing in some youngsters coming up that are going to
really
cover that.
Good squad.
You know what I mean? And one thing that we talk about on the show all the time is those gaps. And I don't know if you guys heard us talk about gaps, but like right now, you would think that right now there's a gap for our senior class, because all we have is Timmy and Warwick, I believe, on the team.
Senior.
Malachi,
and Tony.
So see, like we're gonna miss 4 boys, one of the starters, right?
Yeah.
So once they graduate out, we're gonna be bringing up two juniors, I believe, that we're starting.
Yeah.
Caden Broderick started, and Lavelle. So those guys are juniors, and then there's 4 upperclassmen. That's all we got. The ones that have experience playing basketball. And so in a couple of years, we're gonna have the whole team's gonna have experience, and that's gonna be wild. So if y'all want to know how that outcome is, just keep on listening to the show for the next couple of years. So anyway, congratulations to the junior high basketball team. I wanted to give a shout out to those coaches again. Coach Sean Walker for the girls team and his assistants, and then Coach Jeff Barrich is back to Winnebago coaching, and he's covering the junior high boys. Him and Coach Waterman are doing a really good job with those boys, and I believe they use a couple of high school boys to help out with that too. So congratulations, guys. You guys push them, keep on pushing them to the limits. So today we're going to talk about Bagel wrestling. Okay, we're going to talk about Bagel wrestling. The first thing we're going to bring up, boys, is that you guys ever tried to wrestle before? Caden, you tried to wrestle before?
It's hard.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. And so you went to practice before?
I wrestled freshman, and then I was hurt sophomore year and junior year. It's a dedication. I don't know. You got to be disciplined.
How was the practice though? Like the practice. Personally, when I was growing up, I heard that wrestling practice is probably the hardest practice to practice for when it comes to like fatigue and strength and all that stuff? Yeah. How was practice?
You go hard in practice. Yeah. No stop, and then you gotta maintain your weight. So like, watch what you eat. So you're kind of low on energy. Then it's just practice straight for 2 hours in that hot room, losing weight. If you're over, gotta sweat all that off. It's a dedication.
Man, you see that in a like boxing, the weigh-ins and stuff like that, and people, they miss their weight. They can't, if they miss their weight, they can't or they can't box. Yeah. So I'm sure it's the same with wrestling. If you don't make your weight, then you can't wrestle. That'd be tough, man.
It is.
That would be so tough, especially if you're like working your butt off to get that weight down, and you finally going for your weigh-ins and like, nope, you're a pound over or something like that. Man, that would be so disappointing. But the work ethic you have to have for a wrestler, man. My little girl, actually, she's out for wrestling for the company Scouts for Coach Tramner, and she loves it. She's a pretty stocky girl, and she's really strong. She slaps around her brothers at home, her teenage brothers, and so she has experience kind of wrestling those guys around the house too. And I don't stop. I just kind of let them go too, and unless she starts trying to cry, then I can get in there and throw those boys off her. But it's a fun sport, man. I'm still learning about it. Still learning about how you collect points and stuff like that. And I was watching some of the videos that this past couple days of Winnebago wrestling, and man, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. You know, the thing I was gonna bring up is the first thing is Precious Decora. She champed out at Fremont last weekend, and then Jared Doxey champed out at Murray last weekend. So both of those guys, I want to say congratulations for champing out early in the season. And then I also want to give a shout out to the rest of your teammates, because I know that even if you didn't champ out or you didn't win a wrestling meet, man, you're out there busting your butt, you know. Yeah. Because I mean, you have to try to win. And I see how some of these, they go like almost 3 whole minutes or something like that, and they're still trying to win. You know, and they get beaten. It's like, man, all that wrestling, all that work and stuff like that. You know, you got to give those guys respect for doing that, man. So, your freshman year, how did you do in wrestling?
Not good.
Not good?
Not good. But I stuck it out, and then junior year, I was a little bit stronger, a little bit better. Learned a couple moves. I did way better than my freshman year. I don't think I had a positive record, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. Not to try to put you on the spot, but what's up with this year? Didn't do it?
Just can't do it. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. It's just my off season.
Off-season.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna get into your off season talk here in a little bit. Okay, all right. Then we're gonna go ahead and finish up with this wrestling though. So part of this wrestling of the Winnebago wrestling. So just in the past couple of days, they traveled all the way up to Rapid City for the LNI, the Lakota Nations Invitational wrestling meet up there. And this is, I believe there's like, I don't know how many teams there are. I think there were in the boys bracket, there might have been 16 or 14. In the girls, it was like 13 or something like that, of how many schools are represented. And that was just the schools are represented. That's not how many wrestlers there were. Yeah. And yeah, Winnebago, they did pretty good. Coach Tramner put a post out on Facebook with all the results. So I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody the results, because not too many people know the results, you know. But the LNI, they have it every year. Winnebago's been going up there the past couple of years, and they've really been showing out. So boys placed 5th as a team out of 14 with 64 points, just missing out on a team trophy. So here's how the boys did. Patrick Burt went 2 for 2, got 4th place. Congratulations. Harry Bigfire, 1 and 2, did not place. Levin LaPointe, 0 and 2, did not place. Aiden Armel, 1 and 2, did not place. Jacob Lincoln, 1 and 2, did not place. Raiden Decora, 1 and 2, did not place. Thomas Walker, 2 and 2, did not place. Now check it out. Ho Hum Snake went 4 and 1 and brought back a 3rd place trophy.
Nice.
Congratulations, Ho Hum. Good job. I believe I saw somebody go live on your video, so good job. That's 4 wins, Ho Hum. He got 4 wins, so that's pretty dope. He got more wins than anybody on this list except for in the girls list. But that was great. 4 wins and 1 loss. Ho hum, congratulations. And once again, our big dog, Jared Doxey, the big dude. He goes 3-0 and comes back as the 285-pound heavyweight LNI champ. Nice. How's that? That sounds good, don't it?
Yeah.
So, have either you guys ever arm wrestled or tried to wrestle or anything like that, Doxey?
He was my wrestling partner.
Oh, he was your wrestling partner?
He was good.
Man. And then, so he's 2 years younger than you?
Yeah.
Yeah? And so he was still strong, huh?
Yeah, strong, and he has technique.
Good technique. I believe his dad was a wrestler too when he was in school back in the day, when he was younger. So that really kind of helps too, because then you got that home coaching too, along with your coaching at the school. So yeah, congratulations, you guys, man. The boys come out with the 5th place win out of 14 teams. That's pretty good too. That's pretty good. Just to kind of rewind it back, we took a group of boys up to the LNI golf tournament up there, and Winnebago took 2nd place out of, I believe it was 10 schools. Took 2nd place, and all of our boys got trophies. So that was a pretty good one too. Kind of give a little taste of LNI, you know. And so let's move on to the girls, man. The girls, I watched a couple of these girls wrestle in their matches up there at LNI. Caught somebody going live, and man, these girls, they can kind of get sick on the other girls too. So just gonna give a shout out right now to the girls team. They placed 4th out of 13 teams, and they collected 69 points. Sammy Lemire, 1 and 2, did not place. Avani Wilkie went 1-1, and so she might have only had a couple people in her division, in her weight division, because she went 1-1 and got 2nd place. There might have been 4 people in that division. That kind of seems like what the bracket would look like. So congratulations to Avani. Misty Eagle went 1-2 and got a 4th place finish. Congratulations, Misty. Darian Earth went 1-1 and also got 2nd place. So that must be like the 4-person bracket. And then Ricardo Little Walker went 0-2, did not place. Precious Decora, put her at the end right here because she went 4-0, and she is the LNI 250-pound heavyweight champ. How's that sound? That sounds good there. So congratulations to Precious Decora for champing out up there. Congratulations to Docs for champing out up there. That means you guys are the best wrestlers in any country in your weight division. Isn't that what that means? I think that's what that means. So congratulations, you guys. But once again, I gotta give a shout out to the coaching staff, Coach Tramer, Coach Trev, Coach Zagurski, man, all the coaches that are involved with wrestling, and not just high school, but the junior high wrestling, and then the company of Scouts Wrestling. Shout out to all the coaches, because we need you guys in order for this program to be successful.
Yep.
And then also, man, a huge shout out to all the parents and relatives and classmates and friends and stuff like that travel all the way up to Allenine, to Rapid City, to go watch and wrestle, because for wrestling it's just an overnight trip. You go up there, you wrestle for the night, practice wrestling, you sleep, you get up, you wrestle all day, and then you come home.
Yeah,
that's how it is. And so, you know, to take off for that many hours, you know, just a 6-hour drive up, stay, do all that stuff for the next day, then 6 hours back, that takes some dedication.
Yeah.
And so I want to tell the parents and the relatives, thank you for making that trip up there. You probably helped a lot with all of our bagel wrestlers too, with your presence. So say Pini Gigi like that. So here we are, getting toward the end of the list here, but we got a lot to talk about. The 5th thing on our list today is talking about the athlete of the year. The last episode, me and B Luv, my co-host, we're gonna choose. We did our annual, our 1-year anniversary episode where we brought up all the sports from last year, and we talked about all the different episodes that we did and different people we had as guests on here. And over the course of the year, we had 49 episodes, and almost every season, track season or cross country season, basketball season, then track season, and then come around the clock again to cross country season. We talked about this young man all the time, and he's with us, and that's Dami Berge. I want to say congratulations to you, Dami, for being selected as the Athlete of the Year for the Big Voice Sports Talk Show 1 year anniversary. Say congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
So I know your dad probably told you that you got the award, or did you hear it from us?
Heard it from you that day.
Oh, really?
It was yesterday.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I just told you yesterday? Okay. So anyway, we got some T-shirts for you guys that we're going to send you off with today, just to show our love and our support that and our thanks for all the things that you two boys are doing for, not just for your sport, but you're doing so much that you guys don't even know about for these youngsters coming up. And it's so good to have both of you guys on here to share your stories, because I'm really hoping that some of these young guys are listening. So, Dami, I want you to kind of just freestyle a little bit about just a little bit what I said. All those seasons, all you've been through. All you've been through throughout the whole year in sports. When it comes to your training, your success, injury, obstacles, schoolwork, like those types of things. If you could just give us a little rundown of your last year and kind of in your sporting and your school life.
So senior year started out cross country. Started off good. Been running through the summer a little bit, through going into the senior year and stuff. Then I knew I had a goal. I knew I wanted to pursue that goal, was making a state. Did that, but I wanted to get top 3. I was pre-ranked second, but I finished out 10th at the state meet, which was, you can say it was a bad race, but at the end of the day, I started what I finished what I started, you can say that, and came back with some hardware. Then transitioned over into basketball. Exciting year. Got a new transfer in, Tyrese Lovejoy. Got him to come up here play with the Bagel team. This our last senior year. Really didn't know what to expect, but towards the end we meshed together pretty well. Yeah. First off, we started the season very well. We was undefeated for a little bit. Met up with some tough teams middle of the year. Then we got to the district final. I don't think no one thought we could get there, but overachieved, being the 1 seed over in Wayne at Wayne. So that was really good. Just fought a really good defending state champ, 2-time state champ now.
I heard that.
Ashland Greenwood. Yeah. Then going into track, same thing. High expectations as a runner going into track. You can say it was a get back year for me, because I went to state track my junior year, but didn't come back with any hardware. I missed it out by 1 place in the 2 mile. So then going into the race, going into the state meet, I was pre-ranked second in both events. I dropped my 800. I was going to go on the 800, but I dropped it out at conference.
Okay.
But state track, finished third in the 2 mile and third in the mile.
Nice.
Yeah. I was, I think I was 0.6 away from our mile record.
Really?
So I missed out barely on that. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's good to know, though. And that's why I enjoy doing these interviews, because I'll always hear a little bit more about a topic that I didn't know about, and it makes the story go better together, So good job on that one.
Yeah, I think the record was a 432 .2, then I had a 432.8 or something like that.
Well, good job.
Yeah, but going to that, just the success and stuff, it's really good and stuff. But your training, you gotta stay on top of what you eat, what you drink, stay hydrated, keep a routine throughout all sports, even in life in general. And I would just say, just give glory to God and just bless me with injury-free throughout all those seasons and stuff, and just really pray about what you want, and make your dreams come true and trust the process.
Yeah. And then everybody down in Kansas, they know Dami Berge's name right now. So I think that's a real good way. I really like how, and you know this because I was going to school down at Haskell when your dad was going to school down at Haskell when he was a little buck. And I got to see you hang around in the gym all the time. And you always hung out with your pops. And everywhere he went, you went. Every time he was at the gym, he was at the gym. And that atmosphere that he put you into, dude, that's why you're here today with us, because that's all you got to see growing up was all these athletes that were going to school. They were going to school, and most of those athletes were only going to school because they wanted to be an athlete,
Yeah.
Because they were some good athletes, And then some of those guys ended up really loving school, and finishing school and becoming, really, really important people to their tribes, So Haskell's a really good place to go. I'm really glad you chose Haskell because you could have easily took that Academy Award and went down to UNL for free.
Yeah.
And so, but you wanted to follow your dream, and that's what this is all about right here. So I'll say congratulations. But we also, before we get done talking about your stint for this whole last year on your sports, go ahead and talk about your conference cross country meet this past spring or this past fall, and then where that took you.
So the Haskell cross country team missed it by 2 points last year for the championship. If they would have won that, they would have went to nationals meet as a team. So then this coming year, we got me and 4 other freshmen that are pretty good coming in. 1 was a walk-on, and 3 were on scholarship.
Yeah.
We came in, we knew what we wanted right from the beginning, and kind of going in, didn't know what to expect because all these guys been running throughout their lives and stuff. And I ran to get into basketball, but then I started getting into running more and stuff. So just going in, believing in the team, what our training was, and our training process, you can say, and our goal on my mind was going into that meet. It was our home course meet, so we knew the meet literally like inch by inch. You could say that.
Yeah.
I ran that course so many times.
Let me stop you right there fast. Did it seem like a home court advantage? Like a home court advantage, like you talk about basketball, or home field advantage, like
a little bit, yeah, you could say that, yeah, but
that's good though. That's good.
Just going in, we went. My other teammate, Javen Hill, he's a junior down there. He went first, I went second, and then it went 2 others. Then we had a 5 and 6. Then we had a 9 and 11. So that's what 9 and 11. That's what got us the conference champ.
That's 6 or 7.
That's
6 people placing the top 11.
6 people top 11, yeah, and that's tough.
That is tough. So then you guys all placed, and we already talked about this on the show, but you guys end up winning the conference.
Yeah.
As a team.
Yeah, we got a conference champ.
And so what did they do for you guys after winning conference?
So took us out to eat, a bunch of congratulations and stuff, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some conference rings next year. Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, I think that those are in the works because the girls won it last year and they got their conference ring just this year.
Oh,
so,
nice. Yeah. So then you guys win conference, and then this also qualifies you guys, correct?
Yep, qualifies us as a team, but calls us as a team to go over to Vancouver, just nationals, Vancouver, Washington, over that area. Nice. But the top three in the conference qualifies automatically.
Automatically?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
So whether or not if my team didn't place or not, I still would have went to nationals.
Okay. Well, hey, so you get the bid to go to nationals. Your team qualifies. You guys get all prepped up. You guys head out on a plane, correct?
Yeah.
You guys fly out to Vancouver, Washington, up there in the northwest part of the United States, and you guys go out there for this big old meet. So tell us about the meet. Tell us about the course, and tell us about how it went.
So getting there, it was fun and stuff. Got settled in and stuff. Then the next day we had went for a little shakeout run, trying to get used to the air and stuff, cause like I forgot what's the word.
Elevation.
Yeah, the elevation's a little different out there. So just getting used to all that and stuff. Wasn't a hard to get used to, but you can tell it was there.
Yeah.
So then going into the race, 500-600 kids right on the start line. Then like
wow.
Then the course was, I didn't like the course because like it made you think it was a track because it was 4 laps.
Oh, okay.
And usually our cross country course is not supposed to be 4 laps.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's like three little decent hills that wouldn't think you would get you, but they will get you because of burning out your leg and stuff. But right in the beginning, got out fast. If you don't get out fast, you're gonna get stuck in the middle pack and you get kind of last. Yeah.
Kind of stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, going out, my first mile came out as a 4:50. which was top 60. Just think of that, 450 and you're only in top 60. That's tough.
Top 60.
Yeah. Wow. Then the last 2 laps were kind of I kind of had a bad day that day, but overall, just looking back at it, just thankful,
Thankful as experience, huh?
Yeah, freshmen. Most of the team is freshmen. We had 5 freshmen running and 1 a sophomore, 1 a junior.
That's awesome. That actually should motivate you guys to make sure that you guys are, because word on the street is that you're going to be running during the wintertime too.
Oh, yeah, we got indoor track right now.
So that's something that we're going to go ahead and keep on. We're going to keep on following you, Dami, and see, follow you out through your whole career there. So make sure that you're on point, because you're going to be talked about here in Winnebago. So, but I want to say congratulations to you, Dami, for all your hard work, okay? And then congratulations for all your success right now with your running. We all thought as you were growing up that you were going to be a basketball player, which you are, but you turned out to end up being a better runner, so take that and go as far as you can with it, man. And I congratulate you, and I also say thank you to you for getting those grades that you said, because that right there shows these youngsters that that it is important to get your grades up and keep your grades up, so you can do all these kinds of things and not worry about not being able to do this, not being able to do that. So thank you, Dami.
Yep.
Okay, so our last topic right here, we're going to get into a Winnebago football record-breaking season for this young man that's sitting right here with us, Mr. Caden Kennedy. Caden, when this information came out, I was so excited to try to get you on the show, because we don't hear too many records being broken here in Winnebago in football. And the last few times that I heard Winnebago having any records being broke in football, your dad's name was on the list. And so I know that he's probably really, or I know he's proud, because I see him at your games and stuff, and he was always coming up to me saying, thanks for bringing my boy's name up. He's out there working hard and stuff like that. So I know that he's real proud, and then the rest of your siblings and stuff, I know they're real proud of your accomplishments this year. So, did you know after your game versus Todd County that you collected 25 tackles? No?
No, I didn't think that was a good game for me.
And so, which game was this? Was this the championship game?
Yeah.
Okay, because I could attest to you that me and Coach Huge were saying your name like almost every play, on offense and defense. And so we kind of look at each other and think, man, how many is that? How many is that? How many is that? We didn't know. And then I don't know if you cramped up or if you had a sore ankle. Up. But we saw you cramping up. And you were still the first person there getting the hits. And so those 25 tackles you got in the game, I know that it's hard to do that. I know it's hard to do that. But doing it while you're doing like maybe 1/4 of that with a cramp, man, that's even tougher to do, man. With any kind of injury or anything that's kind of affecting your mobility and stuff like that, to still collect 25 tackles in a game makes me kind of think, what if you wasn't cramping up? You know what I mean? Yeah. What if you weren't cramping up? But then we look at this season, the entire season. You guys played, 9 games, I think? And you collected 106 tackles in a season, which also breaks the school record for tackles in a season. That's a lot of tackles. That's a lot of tackles to get for a high schooler in a 9 or 10 game season. So let me go ahead and just let you kind of take the mic a little bit, and can you tell me about the season a little bit? What kind of prepared you to come and have a game like this?
Last season, I was a leading tackler with 77 tackles.
Okay.
So I came into the season knowing I have the what's the word?
The what?
Potential. Yeah,
potential.
ability.
Yeah.
Ability to do something like that. Looking at the leaderboard. And that was my goal at the start of the season. And it's my last season, so I knew I was going to have to go all out. And then the championship game, I had to go all out. And then I knew it was going to be a tough game. I cramped up, and I didn't want it to end like that. So went out there, pushed through it, did what I could. It was a good game, though. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch, too. I really kind of, what do you call it? Not disappointed, because I was so happy you guys even got to the championship game, because you guys had to go through two of the teams that beat you throughout the year. The only two teams that beat you throughout the year, you have to go through them. So just getting there, I was happy for you guys. And of course, I would have rather had come back and to my sports show and to Winnebago, talking about you guys winning the whole thing, and stuff. But I'm still proud of you guys and all the things that you accomplished this year, because especially after those early 2 losses in the season, there's a lot of people kind of writing you guys off.
Yeah.
Like you guys wasn't going to make it. Like, well, we're probably not going to have a good rest of the season or something like that. But you guys end up going undefeated rest of the season until you got to the ship, And that was huge too. So we're going to stay on football topic a little bit, because I do want to ask you this question though. Are you planning on playing football after high school?
Yeah, that's a plan.
Yeah, and do you have any schools, or is that going to be something that's going to be talked about later on in the year?
I don't know. I'm thinking about going up to North Dakota, play at Mayville State University.
Okay.
Or either trying to get into Peru.
Ooh, Peru. Nice. We got our foot in the door down in Peru.
Yeah.
Winnebago's got their foot in the door down there, man. Anybody come from Winnebago, you might be a instant celebrity down there somehow. People are going to know your name as soon as they hear somebody's coming from Winnebago. So, well, that's good, though. Hey, keep those plans open, but you're a senior. You should be nailing down on that plan and getting everything set, now. So make sure and talk with your guys at school guidance counselor and get that stuff set up.
Yeah.
And make sure that when you do go to school, apply for all the scholarships that you can, man. Everything. Because I was always told, young athletes that go, they might get partial scholarships, and then Pell Grant can take care of some of it, higher ed can take care of some of it. But if you kind of want extra money for school, then apply for all these scholarships. There's hundreds and hundreds of scholarships out there for you. You just got to find the right ones. And usually it just takes a real good essay. A real good essay is all it takes. So if you have a real good essay, just keep that essay and go apply that same essay to a whole bunch of different scholarships, and who knows, you might get paid to go to school too. So, but I want you to keep that open, and then whenever you figure something out, let me know, because I want to talk about it on here. So we usually have an athlete of the week. Buff usually kind of comes in here and kind of talks about that. But what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to give you guys both some T-shirts and both medals, and congratulate you guys on your success for your sport.
Nice.
We're coming to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to give Naomi and Kaden both the opportunity to give some final shout-outs before we end the show.
Just shout out to my family and stuff. Shout out to the people that are tuning in and listen to both of our stories. And Q over here, shout out to Q for keeping this going on. What's this, the 50th episode, 49th episode, something like that. Shout out to you, and shout out to all Winnebago fans out there, Winnebago student athletes out there. Just keep going and give glory to God.
Yes, indeed. Kaden?
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to all the fans tuning in. Shout out to you for bringing us on here. Yeah.
All right. Well, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed it, you better go back and watch it over again. We covered a lot of sports here in Winnebago. I want to say thank you, Dami, for showing up here. We're always happy to have you up here to share your experiences, your knowledge, and then also your encouragement for the young folks.
Yeah.
And then Kaden, I know this is like your first time up here being on the mic all the time. I say thank you to you. I know it's kind of sometimes it gets nervous for first timers up here, but you did a good job, and I'm glad, and I thank you for telling your story. Congratulate you again on your record breaking season, man. So proud of you. So proud of both you guys. We'll get you guys on the show again at some point, man. So just keep on doing good. And just one thing before you guys head out. Just remember, all these kids are watching you guys.
Yeah.
So whatever you guys do, these kids are going to try to do. So just keep on doing good. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to 100.9 FM KWTN. This is the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. You're listening to the Big Voice Radio, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe in Nebraska. We will see you next Wednesday at 5 o'clock, where we will be on episode 50, and we're going to have a lot more basketball and wrestling. And I'll also bring in our neighboring tribe, the Omaha Tribe, their success, boys and girls, Wall Hill Blue Jays, boys and girls, Santee Warriors, boys and girls. And and I'll give shout outs to all the bagel players that are playing around the way. So we'll see you next week. Thank you very much for tuning in.